Hello everyone and welcome back to the Unic restoration. Finally it's a new week and it's time to start again with the parts for the rear axle on the Unic. Last week I disassembled the axle and I found that the pinion was broken. So now I have thrown out all the tracks from the track system. This one I'm keeping for now because I'm going to put it in some kind of solution to remove some of the rust, but the two other tracks was thrown out yesterday and I took the original axle for my Unic inside again so I can open it and see if the pinion and the differential from this axle is a little bit better than the one that came from the Czech Republic track system. This original track system from my Unic has a lot of cracks and damage to it. The casing have broken because this was rebuilt to be a tractor. They removed the tracks and the track system and they added truck wheels straight to the hub and did some odd welding here and a lot of strange things to it. So it's going to be interesting to see how easy it will be to remove the parts, but we have to try. Hopefully this differential inside here is a little bit better than the broken pinion inside there, so have to open it and see. To remove the differential on the other axle, I need to remove all the parts on each side because there are axles inside that are meeting up in the middle of the differential from both sides, or else this would have been a quick opening to see the parts, but I need to fully disassemble it to get these parts out because the axles are meeting up inside the differential itself, so it's going to be a lot of work. So let's get started. I'm going to start with removing the oil in the axle, so I don't need any unnecessary oil spots on the floor. So it's going to be interesting to see if there are still some oil inside. I think it is, because when I was turning it around it was dripping a little bit here and there. But I think on this side where the damage is, there is not so much oil, and the other side it could be some there, because there it looks very good, so we will see. Wow. It's coming a lot of oil. Jelly oil it looks like. For those of you who are new to this channel and don't understand what I'm restoring, I'm restoring a Unic TU1. It's a French half-track that was designed by the French, but eventually was maybe more used by the Germans. you can support my channel by hitting the subscription bell and hit the like button. Thank you very much for the support. After spending hours and hours and hours to get the sprockets off, I tried to remove the bolts for the casing. That was the only possible thing I could do to release it, because it was so stuck in the axle itself there. So I connected it to the steel structure inside my workshop and put a lot of tension on it, and suddenly it released. So I have to do the same on the other side, and the reason I did it like this is I don't want to hit this teeth on the sprockets so much, so I damaged them, because I'm going to reuse this on my other discs, because they are worn out. So let's try the other side. On the original axle there was absolutely zero oil inside, so it's not so strange that it was so hard to disassemble it, because everything was rusted and stuck. Finally the final drive came loose. No oil, just some rust and debris. You can see here where the water has been standing. Oh, strange, it's filled with water since the casing itself was cracked. So now it should be possible to disassemble the rest of the differential with no problems, because there is nothing that is holding it back, in theory. But we will see. All the parts on this axle has put up some real fight, so let's see how it goes. Now let's see if we can see any damage. Place the camera here. And it looks quite good actually. No broken parts here, so it looks like we have a winner, and we can use the pinion and the differential. I might just take the whole unit here and put it on the other axle. It should be maybe the best, because all these parts here could be milled in the exact dimensions just to fit this housing. So it's stupid, I think, to try and take this and mix with all the other axle parts. So have to try to see if all the measurements on this housing matches the other axle. But then again, we have this marking here that says 3 and 40, so maybe it's made in 1940 and the 3rd month, and I have the exactly same writing on the other axle. So I think this will be the solution, and I'm really glad it was so good condition like this. It saves me a ton of money and time at least. Fantastic. There's some loose bearings going on here, but I think it's just the bearings that have come off a little bit out of position, but I will check them. But it looks very good inside here. Now that the differentials are out and secured, I can continue with the disassembly of the final drives from the spare axle. I still need to totally disassemble it to remove the rings for the tracks. And this axle inside is very stuck on this, so I will try to remove it from the backside, see if it's possible to remove this gear here, so I can apply some heat, because I don't want to use too much heat there, so the brakes will start burning. So we will see how this goes. Anyway, this is good spare parts to have in the future if I have some breakdowns. So I have to organize them and take care of them, so I know where they Even if I remove the bolts, the gear did not come loose and I cannot hit it with the hammer. So I'm back to the original plan. I have to try to wedge something in between here, some steel, and try to force it off like we did on the other side, because this one is really putting up a fight. It's came to the point that I have to use some heat, and I think the whole piece is holding up in this area, so I will try to heat it up real here so I can get out that axle that is inside. It's an axle like this. Maybe that will be the solution. There's a large area here where there should be some grease in the middle of everything here, so if I can heat it up, maybe it will come loose. This is some really hard work. I've been working all day to try and pull these parts, but they seem to be more or less totally stuck. But at least I managed to get a gap here that is about 4.5 centimeters. So there is some progress. But this was taking a lot more time than I expected. But it is what it is. Just have to do it. Whoa! Woo! Woo! A little bit action. That was a lot of tension. I was expecting something like this, but not as suddenly as this. Fantastic. Finally, the two sprockets are separated, so I can remove the ring with the tooth head. I need to remove the weld so I can pull it off, but it should go quick. It seems to be used some stainless steel weld there, so it's going away fast when I start grind it. Need to remove some of the bolts also, so I can use them on the other sets of sprockets that come from the Czech Republic. These ones are very worn out and bad, so it's better to use the ones from the original axle. This must be the reason why the pinion has broken off. I can see the gears have been running along the center of the differential here. This week is finally coming to an end, and so is the work on the rear axles. Almost all the parts are disassembled now. I just need to take away the rings from the sprockets. Then I can start with cleaning some of the parts and checking the bearings, cleaning the bearings, and make sure it's all good to reassemble again. Also today I've been shopping. I bought this big bottle of molasses. I've figured out I will test it. I have done some research on YouTube and see that many restorers actually use this. It's super cheap. It doesn't produce that much hydrogen, so it's something that I want to try. It could take some time to get the rust off because it's not so very warm inside my workshop, but as long as it's 15 Celsius degrees, then it should be working. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think I'm going to start with the bogies just to see how it works, or some other small parts. And if it's working good, then I can do it on a lot of these smaller parts that I have here, because they have a lot of bearing rings and parts that I don't want to damage or try to take out. I could put a piece of plexiglass over here to cover the hole and sandblast it. But these parts are really heavy and they are a little bit too big to my sandblasting cabinet. So I think if I can just put it in a tub and let the time remove the rust, then it should be an easy job to clean it off after. I also bought a special brush so I can use to clean on the inside of the axle and everything, to clean off all the spots where it's not so easy to reach with the hands or any other tools. This part also is going to be soaked in the molasses, but first I will test on the bogies before I put this piece inside. It's going to be really interesting to see how this works. Currently it has been almost 57,000 people that have watched my videos since I started in mid-November. That is a lot of people, but we only have 3,120 followers. So if you haven't done it, please hit the like button and the subscription bell at the bottom of the screen so you can support the work I'm doing. Thank you very much for the support. That's all I had time for this week. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Then I'll see you again next week. Have a nice weekend.